stood up to become a wild animal photographer, but unfortunately I don't see anything. But maybe I'm lucky. Let's wait and see. The funny part is that yesterday and today I heard from there always a cow screaming, and I can hear the bell of the cow, and I can hear that she's walking around, but I never saw her. So how will I see a wolf or a little bear? No wolf, no bear, no worm, no caterpillar, no nothing. I could sleep longer. So we are leaving now to the camping site where we have to stay for some days, and I hope they have got space for me, and I even hope more that it's not so expensive over there. Yes, that's it. Why this is moving? There is no wind, no earthquake, no nothing. And all others stand still, but just this is moving. This is creepy. It's moving. Don't move. This wall I can see now for several hundred meters, including a big gate, but behind the gate there's no street, no nothing. And I can't see a house or a villa, whatever. Oh man, that's it? This ugly little house with not enough windows, surrounded by such a wall? Yes. Outside, oh ho, inside, wow. Another mysterious moving thing. Well, I think the wolves are probably not very hungry because there are calves, and if the wolves would be that dangerous, then they might not run around free. And I also don't see any guardian dogs. This village is the tourist hell. So I'm glad that I found a camping site. It's next to the city. Hopefully there is a supermarket close by. Um, yeah, but they told me that in Feria Augusto, starting at 8, 9, 10, everything will be full. And they cannot promise me that I can stay longer than that time. So I hope that until then the batteries from Germany arrived. I estimate to be here now for 10 days. It's not the cheapest place. They ask for really each and everything. If you take your bike with you next to your tent, you pay €5 for nothing. Therefore, they don't charge for the dog. At least I haven't seen something like this. And yeah, now I pay €20 per day, which is still not the way, definitely not the cheapest camping site. And they gave me a little reduction, but I don't know how much the reduction was. Yeah. So, but if you are in a emergency situation, you are fucked. That's the way it is. So let's hope that the batteries are really coming fast. And but I'm really a little bit in fear of Feria Augusto, because I just can't plan from one day to the other. I cannot call camping sites and tell them make a reservation next week. Oh yeah. How do we actually deal with fear? How do you deal with fear? Dealing with fear is a fundamental human challenge that requires both self-understanding and courage. How we deal with fear can have far-reaching effects on our lives. Here are some ways people typically deal with fear. First, acknowledgement and acceptance. A first step in dealing with fear is often to acknowledge and accept it. This means recognizing the feelings without judging them or immediately trying to suppress them. This acceptance can help understand fear as part of the human experience rather than as an enemy. For example, that's my thing. Sometimes I'm just surprised that I'm afraid, and more rarely that I'm not afraid. Second, understanding the causes. By exploring what triggers the fear, we can better understand how it arises. This can be done through self-reflection, talking with friends, or therapy. A basic understanding of the roots of fear often enables more effective strategies for dealing with it. Third, exposure. Sometimes it can be helpful to face the fear in a controlled way. This is often used in therapeutic settings to help people overcome their fears by slowly and surely learning that the things they fear are often less threatening than they think. Fourth, relaxation techniques. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, and yoga can help calm the body and change the state of mind, which often reduces the intensity of the fear. Fifth, talking. Talking to others about your fear can be relieving and offer support. Sometimes it helps just to know that you are not alone and that others have had similar experiences. I know so many people with real anxiety disorders, but none of them are in support groups. Why not? Sixth, professional help. If your fears are severe or persistent, it can be useful to seek professional help. Psychologists and therapists can offer individually tailored strategies to deal with anxiety effectively. Each person is unique in the way they experience and manage fear. It may take a period of experimentation and learning to find out what works best. However, it is important to give yourself permission to seek support and explore methods that can help you individually to deal with fear. But of course, there is also the unfounded fear, which I experience from time to time during my depression. I get up and I feel fear in my stomach because something very terrible is going to happen today. I have given up trying to figure out why this condition occurs. I just take 3 Atozil throughout the day and then it's fine and the next day it's over. Or I repeat the same lines in Gujarati over and over again as part of a prayer. If I do that for an hour, I also feel better. Sometimes you have to acknowledge that fear is nothing more than a malfunction, and there is no reason that justifies the fear you feel. Be honest. How many times have you had panic and anxiety and nothing happened? You are still alive, thanks God. And for justified fear, for example of dogs, I recommend petting them for an hour, with Tyrion, for example. Just because you had a bad experience doesn't mean all dogs are bad. I wouldn't let a fear that can be so easily cured ruin my life. What fears do you have? How do you deal with these fears? Why don't you let yourself be freed from your fears and healed?
Ya no